Hello, everyone. I get asked all the time, how can I increase revenue in my business? And I'm talking about business owners who own some kind of business today. They might be a solopreneur. They might have a mom and pop shop with storefront in the downtown area. They might be somebody who works from their home right now during the current situation. This might be somebody who's a mortgage broker or a real estate agent or a life insurance agent, someone who's in professional sales. Or it might be somebody who is in direct sales, network marketing. We deal with a lot of business owners of all kinds. And some of them, have no employees, and some of them have multiple employees. Some of them have storefronts or more than one storefront, and they have multiple locations. So we help business owners of all kinds at CIBN Connect. And they're always asking me, how do I increase revenue? How do I get revenue up? Revenue is a big, big issue for many business owners. They're struggling, and especially right now, trying to figure out how to do things more online and how to get sales in. This is really a difficult time for business owners, probably more so than any other time that we've encountered, maybe even in the last century. It's really been an interesting time lately, hasn't it? So what do we do? Well, I'm not going to give you the trite answers that you might be, used to hearing. I'm actually going to tell you about 3 things that I tell business owners to do all the time that always work, because in these 3 things, you find the solutions to all of the other things that you need as well. Okay? Because businesses go out of business. 80% of them go out of business in good times, okay? And they do that in like over a 5-year period in good times. So how can you make sure that doesn't happen to you? There's so many things that could go wrong. I mean, I could list, hundreds of things, everything from I didn't do my taxes right, so the government shut me down, right? Or everything like I just didn't get enough sales made. I didn't get enough revenue coming in. I ran out of time. I needed more employees. My marketing didn't work. So how do you get all of these problems solved? Well, I'm going to tell you 3 things that you should be doing that will always help keep your revenue up, and they'll cover all of the problems and all the situations that you ever had ever in your business if you're doing these 3 things. But when we get busy, we say, well, I don't have time for that. Well, you may as well say, I'm going out of business now, because if you don't make time for these three things, you'll go out of business, because this is really, really important. So I'm going to talk about what are these things that you could do that would make a huge difference in your business, like today, okay? And how this can help you miss out on mistakes, because it's not just about how much revenue you get coming in, but how much did you lose because you did something just because you didn't know any better. Okay, how many times have you've been approached by somebody on the internet that said, buy my thing, and you're like, oh, that looks like a good deal. Then you found out it wasn't for you at all, right? And you sunk some money into it. Sometimes it was a few $100s, sometimes it was $1,000, sometimes a lot more than that, okay? And a lot of these things happen because we're making mistakes we just don't know. So the first thing I'm going to tell you that you need to do if you're in business, and I share this with business owners all over the place, hundreds of them, thousands of them every year now, okay? The first thing is, number 1, you need to be mentored, okay? You need to have a mentor. You need to find somebody in your life that you will listen to, and somebody who is further ahead than where you are right now, so that you can get the help and the advice that you need. Now, when I talk about mentors, sometimes people say to me, well, Carrie, you don't understand. I'm in a unique industry and nobody does what I do, so I can't find a mentor. Okay, that's bananas, all right? Stop that. They don't have to do exactly what you do. They have to be successful in business, and they have to have some experience, okay? And you should respect them enough that you're going to actually take their advice, because they're not really a mentor if you won't listen to them. I remember years ago, I found my first mentor. This is way back when I wasn't in business. I was actually a pastor of a church, and I was told I needed to have a mentor. And I searched out, it's kind of like going up the mountain and finding the wise person, right? Going, will you be my mentor? Will you help me? And an interesting thing happened. I meet with this lady who I knew was very experienced, had been doing what I wanted to do for a long time, although it was in a different kind of arena, but still had a lot of experience. She says to me, well, honey, I'll be your mentor, but that means that you should listen to me, because this is not a one-sided relationship. We both have to give and take. And if you won't listen to me, then mentorship isn't going to matter. You're going to be wasting my time. Okay. And that was kind of hard to hear. And sometimes over the years, she told me to do some things I didn't like to do, didn't want to do. But I knew she had the experience, and she had been where I was, and she was further ahead along where I wanted to go. So she was a good mentor. And when I went into business over 10 years ago now, I used those same principles to find mentors. And at first, of course, I wanted to find mentors that were millionaires, but I wasn't a millionaire, okay? In fact, I was like not even a hundredaire, okay? I was really, really doing badly financially. So as you can expect, millionaires weren't just lining up to be my mentor, and they might not be lining up to be your mentor yet either. So go find some thousandaires, find some people who are further ahead in life than where you are, who have some life experience, they have some wisdom, they've had to do some things in business, and get around those people, become friends with those people, ask them to interact with you. This is how you get a mentor. Does it cost you something to get a mentor? Yes. Costs you time. It's a sacrifice of building relationship, okay? Some mentors and some businesses we will use a business coach to get some mentoring as well. Those definitely cost some money. Are they worthwhile? Yes, because you'll spin your tires, okay, doing the same things over and over again. When if somebody just had a look at your business, they would be able to see things with a perspective that you're not seeing. So it's worthwhile, okay? Find mentors. And even if you find a mentor who's a free mentor, if they're further ahead in life than where you are, the only time you might get to be able to see them might be if they are on vacation, which means you have to go with them. So yes, there's a cost, okay? Or they might say, yeah, I'll spend some time with you, but only if you meet me at my favorite restaurant or at my favorite place, which is actually costing more to go there than what you would normally spend on those kind of things. So mentorship can be costly. It's not necessarily free, and it's certainly not free in time and an investment of relationships. So you got to keep that in mind. If you're looking for free things and you're trying to run a business, yeah, good luck with that, okay? That's a great way to stay broke. Stop doing that, okay? You want to actually start looking at ways to invest in yourself. And maybe if you don't have a lot of money up front, at least be willing to spend some money on yourself, okay? Start where you're at, but do start spending money on yourself, because you are your biggest and your best investment. You can't control what other people do ever, okay? But you can control you, okay? You can control how you respond to things. You can control the knowledge that you have, okay? You can control things like how much you read, how many courses you take. You can control how much input you put into you. So definitely invest in yourself, and a mentor is one of those ways of investing in yourself, and it pays every time. And I'll tell you why, because you make mistakes in business, okay? I remember my first year in business, I did not have a lot of money, and I made a mistake that cost me $18,000. And for me, I was actually more than I made the previous year. Okay, I know that sounds awful. It was awful. I was way under the poverty level. That was way back in 2010. Okay, when I made an $18,000 mistake the following year, it just about crippled me. It just about took me out of business. I was just about over. But when I learned that I needed mentors, I started getting around people who were further ahead in life than me. And guess what happened? I started to actually rise up, okay, and come alongside my mentors. And at first, like I said, I didn't find millionaires. No millionaire wanted to be near me. I found thousandaires, okay, people who own their own houses, people who own their own cars, people who owned a successful business, people who were willing to spend time with me and invest in me, and they were honored that I asked them to mentor me, and they made a huge impact on my life. And as a result, things started to move forward, and I'm not in that mess anymore. So isn't that awesome? I mean, mentorship is huge for you. So that's the first thing that can make a really, really big difference in your bottom line revenue, because you'll stop making so many mistakes if you have good mentorship, and mistakes are costly. The second thing that you need to do if you want to increase your overall revenue, and avoid mistakes, as well as learn new things that you need to get revenue up, you need to be doing networking. Networking is number 2, okay? Really, really important that you take your networking seriously. Did you know 80% of businesses go out of business? And Forbes did a study a few years ago where they actually surveyed 7,000 networking or 7,000 businesses in the US and Canada, and they found out that 80% of businesses did zero networking. Are you hearing those numbers? 80% fail, 80% do no networking. In our experience over the last decade, we have found this to be consistently true. I could actually go out in city after city and send salespeople to go door to door downtown and ask them to come to networking meetings. And 80% of the time, they don't know what that is. Okay, you know, just imagine a florist. Okay, what does a florist do when they get to work? They put out fires, they try to get the employees lined up, right? Everybody's supposed to be doing what they're supposed to be doing, and then they get busy making flowers, okay? Making the arrangements. I guess they don't actually make the flowers, they make the arrangements, okay? Their hands are in it, okay? They are in their business, they're not on their business. They know they should do some marketing, but they don't even know what marketing looks like, okay? And unless someone comes through the door and actually says, hey, you should buy this marketing package, or unless they sit at the computer and somebody tries to solicit them through the computer, they seldom even get their own marketing done. And usually when they do it, they are sold that by somebody who didn't have their best interest at heart, and it often ends up being a huge fail. If you're part of a network, you don't have those huge fails. Okay, you have a lot of accountability in a network. People come every week after week after week. They get to know, like, and trust each other. And if somebody sucks at marketing, it gets really hard to come back next week and keep having that smiley face and saying, hey, I did a good job. And there's nobody there to affirm that they did a good job if they really suck at marketing, right? So you see how you'd miss out on that mistake if you're part of a network. Networking really, really helps for a multitude of reasons. It also brings you leads. You need to have warmed up leads. Do you have time to sort through like 1,000 leads that come in at once, like through some kind of automated system? And then you got to, find the 100 that you're going to try to set up appointments with. And then you got to do those appointments. And then it comes down to sale. That's a lot of work. I mean, it's great if it works, but it's a lot of work. You go to a networking meeting and your friend who you've got to know, like, and trust, Bob, says to you, hey, I have my friend, Sally, who I think would be perfect fit for you, and I have told her how awesome you are, and all you need to do is call her. Here's her number. She's waiting for your call now. Isn't that a nice way to meet a new customer? That is how networking works, okay? So networking will keep you fed. It'll keep a lead at a time coming in, okay? But it'll also introduce you to all these wonderful people who do a great job. And as you see that they come back consistently and other people have used them in the network, you tend to not hire people who don't get stuff done, right? Because isn't that what you need in your business? You need to hire people who get stuff done. And it needs to be at a reasonable rate. A fair price for good quality work is better every time, okay, than looking for the cheapie online, okay? You'll get those cheapies online, and what that will do is it'll eventually put you out of business because it's a big waste of money. I hear people say, oh, I signed up to get search engine optimization for $99 a month. Good luck with that. Okay, that's not what real search engine optimization costs. Okay, that's way too cheap. That means that is just the amount of money that they have figured out you'd be willing to part with without actually checking on what they're doing. So they know that if you sign up for 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, and you don't check too much because you think it's being done, okay, then they can provide crappy service to you and suck that little bit of money out of your account or out of your credit card every month, and you won't worry about it too much. That's how that's set up. Cheap marketing means no marketing, okay? Real marketing has a cost, and it should be fair, okay? It shouldn't be thousands and thousands of dollars, and you do need to be looking for there to be an outcome, right? It needs to be measurable. But where do you meet people who do the real stuff? You meet them at networking meetings, right? You meet them by going to where other business owners go and who have used them themselves. And that's the power of networking. It's not just so much about the lead. The warm lead that you get will keep you fed for a week. But the mistake that you missed will keep you in business this year. This year we had a tremendous problem. We had all these things happening with the crisis that has been going on, okay? And so many people needed to get their business online. Well, at CIBN Connect, we helped a lot of businesses get their business online with the simple things. Like we have a social media boot camp that we offer through our network for our networkers to participate in. And it helped them get their business online. We do this thing where we have a 7-day challenge where they make 700 pieces of social media content and we show them how to automate it. Do you think that might be helpful? Especially right now when you're trying to get more stuff online. We have access to virtual assistants, not just the ones that you find online somewhere through some organization you've never heard of. They're real people who actually can write in your language, okay, with good grammar, and they can put pictures with it and all that kind of stuff. You meet people like this in the network, and those are just a few of the things just to keep your business running. What about the accountants? You need the accountants and the bookkeepers. You're like 4 times as likely to be using a proper bookkeeper if you're part of a business network, because you find out that that's better. It's easier. It's definitely more fun than throwing it all in a box and then taking it to an accountant and having them charge you thousands of dollars for a shoddy job because they really couldn't do it well. You didn't have everything that they needed. And they generally won't ask you questions for more stuff either. Whereas if you're going regularly to a good quality bookkeeper, again, mistakes are missed and you get to keep more of what you earn. Do you see how networking helps? There's so many ways that it helps. That actually you can collaborate with other people. You can take on larger projects. Maybe you are approached by somebody and they say, well, I'd like you to do this great big mammoth project, okay, like building a house, but you only know how to lay the foundation. Well, you could actually take the contract if you worked with other contractors, couldn't you? You could work together in a collaborative effort. Well, where do you meet those people? You meet them in a business network. CIBN Connect has these kinds of people for you to meet, and that's where you meet them, at networking. And this is a real network, by the way. It's not a free network, okay? What's wrong with free? Well, ask yourself, what have you gotten lately that was free, that had any real value? Hello? Of course, membership has a small fee to it because people need a little skin in the game. They need to feel like they belong, and they need to have some accountability in amongst being part of the team. So a real network does have some fees. But you know what? The great news is that today with online networking, the fees are like a quarter of what they used to be with live networking. We used to offer lots of live networking meetings. It was $700 up front, $150 a month in an ongoing way. And most of that money for you and for us was spent on meals, all right? Because you would go meet someplace like a restaurant or a hotel where they served meals. Our meals were costing us as CIBN Connect as a community and as a company $180,000 a year in one city alone. Okay, can you imagine what the cost of that is as we were looking to go global? Okay, can you imagine what the cost was accrued for all of these people who are coming and going, right? That meant that the average membership was costing between $2,500 and $3,500 if you're coming with us or with a competitor, and that's mostly going to food. Wow. Well, with online networking, you don't need to do that. You can just show up and you can start networking. The costs are less than 25% of what they are if you're doing live networking. And the time, there's 2 things that business owners have such a problem with: not enough time, not enough money. Well, ongoing weekly networking that's live costs you 3 to 4 hours a week because you got to drive there. You got to set things up when you get there. You have a meeting with somebody there while you're there, and half your day is gone before you get back to the office. And then tomorrow you got to follow up, which takes another hour. Well, at CIBN Connect meetings, you come in and you're in. The meeting starts at 4 o'clock. You're in at 3:58. You're ready to go. You actually get to make your meetings, your online networking meetings, your one-on-one meetings, the follow-up meetings. You can make them happen while the meeting is going on, because the chat is always open at cibnconnect.com. You can go back and forth, okay? And you can meet these people, you can set up the meeting, and you make a meeting happen from the meeting that you're in. Therefore, you do not have to make any phone calls tomorrow. That hour of follow-up has been eliminated. You're now taking your 4 hours a week and trimmed it down to 1, quarter of the cost in time and a quarter of the cost in money. Hey, do you love me now? You should. So how do you find out about this? You go to cibn.com and you look it up. There's membership there. And right now, by the way, there is a great special up on the page there. And if you're watching this later and there's no special, just join the membership. It's only $59 a month. My goodness. And you get all of that stuff. You get ongoing networking, multiple meetings, additional events like mixers that happen once a month, an entrepreneur book club, and all kinds of other cool stuff like training for social media and goal setting. Just look at the website. There's so much there. But networking is incredibly important for you as a business owner. If you're not doing it, you won't make it in business. So come on, let's get going. You know, we had a huge impact last year on many businesses. Guys who did not go out of business in all kinds of industries. Normal people like auto mechanics, okay? We're not talking about, you know, those that are internet savvy. I'm talking about people who have mom and pop shops, solopreneurs, small businesses, 1 or 2 or 3 locations, okay? I'm talking about network marketers and real estate agents and life insurance agents. These are the people that we have been helping in city after city after city across North America, and now we're going global. So guess what? We can do this for you as well. This is going to be phenomenal. 2021 is going to be an amazing year. But I haven't told you about the third thing yet, and the third thing is also incredibly important. And most networking organizations do not offer this. In fact, most networking organizations really only have basic networking. They don't have any of the things that I just mentioned, okay? They just have basic networking. And sometimes they charge you large fees for basic networking. And they may charge you additional things for all that other stuff. All the other stuff is included at CIBN. So that's how we work. That's just how we roll. The third thing, though, is very important. And it's a second level of membership at CIBN because it's a bit more commitment for you. And it's also more commitment for us because we really work very hard with this group of people. This is our mastermind group. And the third thing that you need in your business is masterminds. Okay? Why? Why do I need a mastermind? Well, remember I said 80% of businesses don't do any networking. 95% don't do any masterminds. Most of them don't even know what that is, okay? A mastermind is different than networking, very different, okay? You're not going to a mastermind meeting to get a lead. It's rare that you would get a lead there. And that's because a lead feeds you for a day or a week. It's not enough to feed you forever. What will feed you forever? Strategy. Strategy will change your life, okay? When you figure out how to stop writing out the same email over and over again to people and actually do a system where maybe it's copy and pasted, or maybe it's in a CRM where you hit a button and the email shows up. How do you learn that? You learn that from mastermind strategy sessions, okay? It's called creating a system. When you learn how to cut costs across the board, okay? You learn how to bring on revenue in a way that's duplicatable every month, month after month after month. Those are some strategies, okay? When you learn how to set up appointments by using a virtual assistant, and everyone works together to figure out where we would get the best virtual assistants. These are some things we discuss at Mastermind. We talk about marketing ideas and that somebody has used, you know, so it's practical and real and actually works. And we help you to figure out how to apply that in a mastermind session. It's brainstorming. Everybody has ideas and they all add to the larger picture. It's kind of like baking a cake, okay? When you lay out all the ingredients to baking a cake, it doesn't look very exciting because there's flour and there's milk and there's eggs. And then over here, there's some chocolate and all, you know, separately, these things are not very exciting. But when you put them all together in a bowl and you stir it up and then you put it in the oven and you add heat to it, it creates a cake, right? Mastermind is kind of like that because you'll have Bob, who's an auto mechanic, and you'll have Sally, who's a florist, and you'll have Sheila, who's a real estate agent, and a few other people of a variety of different backgrounds. And the concept you're talking about on that evening might be increasing cash flow by using a certain marketing strategy, and each one contributes. It's kind of like adding the flour, the cake, and all this kind of stuff. And it all comes together, and all of a sudden you have an epiphany moment. Oh my gosh, I didn't think I could do that in my business. Oh, I could do that? That strategy that night might be worth $70,000 to you this year. And the following year, it might even go up to be worth like $100,000 to you. That's what mastermind is. Mastermind is not one person standing at the front of the room training and training and training. That's a master class. Might even be a master missing the CL, okay? Somebody who only wants to hear their own voice. I've been in those groups, by the way, where somebody goes, don't share anything, and they don't want you to steal their customer. Masterminds are collaborative. Everyone needs to contribute. And as they contribute, things happen, exciting things happen, epiphany moments. The light bulb goes on and you go, ooh, that would add $10,000 to my bottom line next month. That's a great idea. I could implement that. That's doable. That's what happens at a mastermind. You go one week, you get a $10,000 idea. You go the next time and you get a $100,000 idea. And you go the next time and you get a $40,000 idea. And you add these things up like one brick upon another over time, okay? And that's how you build your empire. That is how things grow. Systems get created and you stop spinning your tires. You stop being like a rat that is running on that wheel, okay? Because now the wheel is running itself because you created a system. And that happens in masterminds. If you're doing these three things, mentoring, networking, masterminds, you will not recognize your business in a year from now. So in 2021, you want to get things done. And the way to do it is these three things. Find mentors, find networking, find masterminds. Oh, and I know where you can find them. thecibn.com. Okay, we have all of that for you. If you want the mastermind program, it is probably the least inexpensive mastermind that there is in North America right now. We have what we call pandemic pricing on, okay? It is really, really inexpensive. And if you go there right now, there's even a better special. I'm not going to tell you what it is. Just go to the website and you'll see thecibn.com. I'm not going to tell you, but it might be worth only... See that? See that? You definitely want to go check it out. All right? Go to thecibn.com. Join us. We're having so much fun. We're getting things done, okay? We're changing the lives of families and business owners everywhere. We have the details that you need to help you in your business. I don't care what your business is. We can help you. I know I've probably got someone out there right now. He's saying, well, I'm in a special business that nobody does what I do, and you wouldn't have the leads that I need in your network. Okay, please get over yourself, okay? We're huge. We have thousands of people, all right? My personal connections, I probably have someone that can help you. Come on. Stop being that way. You're only keeping yourself in problems, okay? Come and join us. We're having fun. We're getting things done, and you can too. And you know what? We'd love to have you. We have only one rule. You have to be happy. If you're not happy, we would like to refer you to our competitors. Okay? Not that we have that many, because we only have some that do networking and we have some that do masterminds. We don't have anyone that does it all and have all the cool stuff that we have, like a magazine and an app and lots of events. Join us. We're having fun, and you can have fun with us. Come to thecibn.com. Check out that special. It's right at the top banner. Go to the membership page. You'll see it there. Have a great week. I'm excited right now. 2021 is going to be huge for us. We brought on hundreds of members in the last year, and we're going to thousands of new members in this year. And our 5-year vision is 1 million people. Come on. jump on board. Let's go for a ride. We'll have some fun. All right. I can't wait to meet you, and I know our team is standing by to meet you as well. So definitely reach out to us. By the way, I'll give you my phone number, my personal phone number, okay? 403-397-1909. Call me, text me. Don't leave a message, though. Don't ever leave me a message. Call me or text me, okay? 403-397-1909. Go to the website, cibn.com. Let's get started. Let's turn 2021 into a huge year for you. All right? Happy capitalism.